Mason, while renovating his century-old family home, stumbled upon an old, tattered cloth hidden deep within the chimney. Its intricate patterns and unusual texture piqued his curiosity, compelling him to seek an expert's opinion on this unexpected find. But when the expert examines what's wrapped inside the cloth, his stunned expression and hushed words, "This can't be true," send shivers down Mason's spine. Mason had bought the home after a lengthy search and many open houses. He wanted a house with character, and boy, did this house have it. But what made the home so great also came with complications. The house needed a lot of work. After planning the renovation and getting everything ready, it was time to rip the house apart. It was a big job, but Mason was lucky enough to get the help of his friends and family. Together, they ripped out the old carpets, cleaned up left-behind trash, and even removed some of the walls. The former owner was a hoarder, so the house was filled with random things, trash and furniture. It also made the place incredibly dirty, so they wore hazmat suits for protection. As Mason was busy demolishing the fire mantle, he couldn't help but look inside the chimney. The house was so full of stuff that he just figured the former owner could have stuffed some things in there too. As he crouched down and looked inside, he saw a strange object covered in black char. He didn't think much of it at first. That was until he took it out of the chimney. The object was actually a piece of cloth wrapped around something. Mason cleaned the char off as well as he could and almost immediately knew he had found something extraordinary. The cloth wasn't like any sort of material he had seen before and looked very old. It also had a beautiful pattern all over it, which piqued his curiosity even more. This was something Mason had to learn more about, so he quickly searched online if there was an antique expert nearby. To his surprise, there was an antique expert only a 30-minute drive away. There was no time to waste, so Mason's friends and family continued the clean-out and demolition while Mason got in his truck and drove to the expert. As he was driving, his mind raced with possibilities. He didn't want to unwrap the cloth himself as he was afraid he would damage it or whatever was inside. It could be something of value, but he didn't want to get his hopes up. They hadn't found anything else of value between the piles of trash inside the house yet either. Finally, he arrived at the expert's shop. As Mason stood outside, he noticed how quiet it was inside. There were no customers at all, but he would soon find out why. As he opened the door, a little bell jingled. Mason was immediately hit with a musty smell, which wasn't all that strange for an antique store. However, what was strange was that no one came to help him. "Hello?" Mason called out, but no one answered. He walked around the store for a while, looking at all the antiques and their different prices. Some pieces were hundreds of dollars and some only $5. After a few minutes, there was still no sign of the expert. Mason called out again and even opened the door a few times so the bell would jingle. He placed the cloth on the counter and cautiously walked around it. It felt wrong to trespass, but what if something had happened with the store owner? "I'm going to see if someone is hurt back here," he called out, hoping to clear any misunderstandings. The last thing he wanted was to get in trouble. He pushed open the first door he saw and instantly gasped. The room was filled with taxidermy animals, all staring straight into Mason's soul. He quickly closed the door again, his heart racing in his chest. Suddenly, he heard the familiar jingle of the front door opening, so he hastily walked back to the front of the store. "Oh, hello," a man wearing a strange hat said as he saw Mason. He looked genuinely surprised to see someone inside the store. "Oh, hello," the man said, tipping his quirky hat. Mason could barely hide his surprise. The visitor introduced himself as Hans Therensen, an antique expert known for his peculiar taste in hats and even more peculiar expertise. Hans's eyes sparkled with curiosity, a stark contrast to the dim lighting of the shop. Their unexpected encounter set the stage for an adventure neither anticipated. Hans glanced around, his eyes adjusting to the shop's ambience. "Not many step into this realm of the past anymore," he mused, explaining his shift to an online marketplace. The shop, with its whispers of bygone eras, seemed untouched by time, each artifact a silent testament to histories untold. It was a museum of sorts, albeit one that seldom welcomed visitors. As Mason followed Hans through the labyrinth of shelves, they stumbled upon a corner shrouded in cobwebs, yet alive with the allure of undiscovered treasures. Each item, from dusty books to rusting tools, hinted at a story waiting to be unearthed. It was here, among relics of a bygone age, that the true essence of the shop revealed itself, a haven for curiosities and mysteries. Hans's attention was immediately drawn to the object Mason held, wrapped carefully in cloth. With a gleam in his eye, he recognized the potential significance of the find. "Ah, what do we have here?" he inquired, his voice a mix of excitement and professional intrigue. It was clear that Hans's dedication to uncovering the past was about to intertwine their fates in the pursuit of discovery. The shop, with its relics and memories, framed the beginning of Mason and Hans's journey into the past. Surrounded by the dust of forgotten years and the dreams of history's silent witnesses, they stood on the threshold of a mystery. This ambience, a blend of the tangible and the intangible, set the stage for their venture into a world where every item held a story, waiting to be told. Hans peered through a magnifying glass, examining the cloth's intricate details, with Mason watching intently. Each thread revealed a story, each pattern a mystery from the past. The magnifier brought out hidden symbols, barely visible to the naked eye, suggesting a deeper significance and drawing both men further into the enigma of the artifact's origins. Mason's curiosity bubbled over, questions tumbling out one after another. What era? What purpose? Each query reflected the suspense hanging between them. Hans remained focused, his attention unwavering from the cloth as Mason awaited eagerly. The room was thick with anticipation, each question adding another layer to the unfolding mystery. Hans's responses were brief, each word measured, adding a layer of mystery to the air. His short answers did little to quench Mason's thirst for knowledge, but instead deepened the intrigue. With every non-committal nod or cryptic murmur, the mystery of the cloth seemed to grow, enveloping them in a shroud of unanswered questions. The suspense intensified as Hans's meticulous examination hinted at unseen depths within the cloth. His furrowed brow and occasional pause suggested revelations just beyond reach, making the air thick with anticipation. Mason and Hans found themselves on the cusp of something monumental, each thread weaving a story yet to be told, promising discoveries hidden within the fabric of history. The cloth whispered secrets, its threads hinting at extraordinary contents. Mason and Hans stood on the brink of a significant discovery, the air charged with excitement and wonder. Each pattern, each symbol seemed to speak of ages past, of stories untold, beckoning them closer to uncovering the truths woven into its very fabric, a testament to history's enduring legacy. Gently, Hans began to unwrap the cloth, each movement deliberate, revealing glimpses of the hidden contents beneath. The air was thick with anticipation, as if each fold held the breath of centuries, waiting to exhale secrets long buried. Mason watched, spellbound, as history seemed to unfold before their eyes, each layer peeling back to reveal more of the enigmatic treasure within. With every fold of the cloth that Hans peeled back, a new emotion flickered across his face: surprise, intrigue, disbelief. It was as if he were navigating through a symphony of feelings, each note struck by the revelations hidden within the cloth. Mason could only watch, captivated, as Hans's expressions mirrored the intensity of the moment, a testament to the magnitude of their discovery. The unwrapping came to a sudden halt, as a peculiar sound pierced the silence, freezing both Hans and Mason in their tracks. The sound, unexpected and out of place, heightened the suspense, leaving them wary of what lay ahead. It was a moment suspended in time, the sound marking a pause in their journey through the past, a whisper from history beckoning them forward. Hans, momentarily overcome, whispered, "This can't be true," his voice barely audible. The words hung in the air, a breathless utterance marking a pivotal moment of disbelief and wonder. It was a declaration that what lay before them was beyond their wildest expectations, a sentiment that resonated deeply with Mason, who shared in the shock and awe of the moment. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Mason urged Hans to continue, the excitement palpable in his voice. "Keep going," he said, his eyes alight with the thrill of the unknown. They were on the edge of revelation, standing at the threshold of a discovery that promised to rewrite their understanding of the past. Together, they leaned in, poised to uncover the secrets that lay wrapped within the cloth. Hans led Mason into a modern laboratory, its sleek surfaces and advanced equipment a stark contrast to the dusty shelves of the antique shop. The transition was symbolic, showcasing the seriousness and potential impact of their find. Mason's eyes widened as he took in the high-tech environment, realizing the gravity of the situation. This was no ordinary artifact. It demanded scientific scrutiny. The journey from the antiquated confines of the shop to the cutting-edge laboratory underscored the uniqueness of their discovery. Surrounded by technology designed to unravel the mysteries of the past, the artifact seemed even more out of place, a tangible link to history amidst a sea of modernity. This stark contrast highlighted the bridge between past and present, underscoring the artifact's significance. As Mason donned the protective gear, the weight of the moment settled upon him. The gloves, goggles, and lab coat were not just precautions. They were a testament to the importance of what lay beneath the cloth. This ritual of preparation, though simple, emphasized the care and respect owed to the artifact, elevating the unfolding event to a ceremony of historical significance. The final removal of the cloth was approached with bated breath as Hans's hands hovered over the artifact. The anticipation in the air was palpable, each movement teasing the significance of the hidden object. Mason, fully geared and wide-eyed, leaned in closer, knowing that this act of unveiling was more than mere procedure. It was a glimpse into the unknown. As the cloth lifted, the anticipation reached its peak. Mason and Hans stood on the cusp of history, their hearts racing with the promise of a groundbreaking discovery. This moment, suspended between the known and the unknown, was fraught with the potential to redefine their understanding of the past. The air was charged with excitement, setting the stage for what was to come. Outfitted in protective gear, Mason stood ready, embodying the preparation for an important revelation. The lab coat, gloves, and goggles were not merely safety measures, but symbols of the transition into a realm of discovery. This attire marked a departure from the mundane, preparing Mason both physically and mentally for the unveiling of a mystery centuries in the making. The laboratory's bright lights cast sharp shadows, contrasting starkly with the enigmatic nature of their find. This illumination did more than just light up the room. It added gravity to the moment, symbolizing the search for truth amidst the shadows of history. The gleaming surfaces around them reflected not just light, but the promise of illuminating the past. As the artifact was unveiled, Mason's awe deepened alongside the narrative suspense. The object, though still partially obscured, hinted at a bygone era, offering a tangible connection to the past. This moment of revelation, where time seemed to stand still, captivated Mason, drawing him closer to the secrets that lay just beyond his grasp. The significance of the discovery began to dawn on Mason, stirring a whirlwind of emotions and thoughts. His heart raced as the implications unfolded before him, bridging the gap between the past and the present. This was not just a personal triumph, but a scholarly revelation that could alter the course of historical understanding. Though the exact nature of the object remained hidden, its impact was profoundly felt by Mason. Standing at the threshold of wonder, he was acutely aware of being part of something momentous. This discovery, veiled in mystery, promised to unveil truths about the past, positioning Mason at the forefront of a historical breakthrough. The anticipation of what was to come filled him with an indescribable sense of awe. As the reality of their find sank in, Mason's initial shock morphed into excitement. The layers of history and mystery enveloping the artifact now revealed its true significance, sparking a thrill of discovery. This transition from disbelief to a keen anticipation underscored the moment's impact, as the importance of their find became crystal clear, setting the stage for its deeper exploration. Hans's insistence on stringent precautions suddenly made sense, underlining the artifact's significant value and potential. The gloves, the controlled environment, all these measures were not just protocols, but a testament to the artifact's importance. This realization dawned on Mason, affirming the need for such meticulous care in handling what was clearly a link to a valuable past. Mason's question to Hans bridged their initial curiosity to the realization of the discovery's importance. "Do you understand what this means?" he asked, his voice laden with awe. This inquiry was not just about the artifact's historical significance, but its impact on their understanding of history, signaling a shift from mere curiosity to a profound appreciation of their find. The gravity of their find solidified between Mason and Hans, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. This shared realization marked a pivotal moment, as they both understood the breadth and depth of their discovery. It was more than an academic triumph. It was a connection to a past that held untold stories, setting a foundation for its valuation and significance. The anticipation and excitement culminated in a shared understanding of the artifact's historical and financial value. As Mason and Hans exchanged looks, a sense of achievement enveloped them. This was not just a discovery, it was a revelation, bridging centuries and cultures. The artifact, now partially unveiled, promised to rewrite chapters of history, its value immeasurable in both academic and monetary terms. Hans carefully lifted the cloth, revealing the coin collection beneath. "These aren't just any coins," he began, his voice filled with reverence. "They're from an era that changed the course of history." He proceeded to explain the origins and historical significance of the collection, each coin a testament to the rich tapestry of human civilization. The room was thick with awe as Hans connected the present to long-forgotten pasts. Hans delved into the background and rarity of the coins, highlighting their unique markings and the context of their minting. "Each of these coins tells a story," he noted, pointing out the distinct features that signified their unparalleled value. This detailed exploration illuminated not just the collection's worth, but also the rich historical narratives embedded within each piece, captivating Mason with every word. Among the collection, a particularly rare coin caught Mason's eye, a piece directly connected to a pivotal moment in history. "This coin," Hans explained, "is a direct link to an event that shaped our world." Holding it, Mason felt the weight of history in their hands, a tangible connection to the past that was both exhilarating and humbling, bridging centuries in a single moment. Hans's expertise shed light on the collection's worth, revealing a value far exceeding Mason's expectations. "In terms of historical and monetary value, this collection is a treasure beyond compare," Hans stated, his assessment underscoring the significance of their find. Mason listened, astonished by the figures Hans mentioned, realizing the magnitude of their discovery and its potential impact on their future. The revelation of a coin that completed a renowned collection added a thrilling dimension to their discovery. "This piece," Hans said, holding up the coin, "has been missing from the known sets. It's the key that completes the puzzle." The significance of this find was not lost on Mason, who understood that this coin not only added to their treasure's value, but also to its historical importance, marking their discovery as one for the ages. As Hans detailed the rarity and historical value of the coins, Mason felt the full weight of their discovery. The expert's words painted a picture of unparalleled significance, each coin a piece of history now entrusted to their care. This realization hit Mason with the force of a revelation, understanding that they had unearthed a treasure of immeasurable worth. The idea that the coins could far exceed the value of his house took Mason by surprise. Hans's estimations, based on rarity and historical importance, outlined a fortune that Mason had not dared to imagine. This realization was astonishing, reshaping his understanding of the find's potential impact on his life and igniting dreams of what might lie ahead. The laboratory buzzed with an electric excitement as the significance of the discovery became palpable. This charged environment, filled with the promise of historical revelations and newfound wealth, turned the space into a crucible of potential. Mason and Hans, surrounded by ancient coins and modern technology, found themselves at the heart of a momentous occasion. In the wake of their discovery, Mason and Hans decided to join forces. Recognizing the need for both historical preservation and financial wisdom, they agreed to collaborate in seeking the best outcome for the collection. This partnership, forged in the thrill of discovery, was committed to honoring the coin's legacy while navigating the complexities of their newfound treasure. The meticulous recording of their find marked the beginning of a larger journey. Documenting each coin's history, significance, and value, Mason and Hans prepared to share their discovery with the world. This initial step, grounded in careful scholarship and shared excitement, was the first of many, as they planned to unveil the collection's full story to an eager public. The process of authenticating and valuing the coins was meticulous, guiding Mason and Hans in ensuring their proper care. They engaged experts in numismatics to confirm the authenticity and historical value of each piece, a crucial step toward preservation. This careful validation underscored their commitment to safeguarding the collection's legacy for future generations. Consultations with historians and museum curators brought new insights into the collection's significance. These meetings emphasized not only the monetary value, but also the potential impact on historical knowledge. Mason and Hans listened intently, absorbing advice on how best to honor the collection's importance, understanding that their discovery was a bridge to the past. Deciding where the collection would find its home was a process filled with deliberation. Mason and Hans were determined to place the coins where they would be appreciated not just as treasures, but as historical artifacts. Their decision-making reflected a deep respect for the collection's story and its ability to educate and inspire. Ultimately, the decision to house the collection in a museum was made. This choice underlined the significance of their find, ensuring the coins would be preserved, studied, and admired in a setting that honored their historical value. Mason and Hans felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing they had secured a legacy that would enlighten future generations. Plans for the exhibit began to take shape, highlighting the journey from discovery to public unveiling. The anticipation of sharing their find with the world filled Mason and Hans with excitement. They envisioned the exhibit not just as a showcase of wealth, but as a narrative of history, exploration, and discovery, promising to captivate and educate a wide audience. The sale of the coin collection to a renowned museum was a landmark moment for Mason and Hans. This transaction marked the culmination of their journey, transforming their accidental discovery into a celebrated piece of history. The museum, known for its dedication to preserving historical artifacts, was the perfect home for their find, promising the care and attention the collection deserved. The museum's commitment to the preservation of the coin collection was clear from the start. By employing state-of-the-art conservation techniques and dedicating resources to research, the museum ensured that the historical significance of the coins would be honoured and preserved for generations. This dedication affirmed Mason and Hans's decision, giving them confidence in the collection's lasting legacy. With the sale complete, attention turned to the upcoming exhibit. This exhibit promised not just to display the coins, but to share their story with a wider audience, enhancing public understanding of history. The museum's curators worked closely with Mason and Hans to design an exhibit that would capture the imagination and curiosity of visitors, promising a unique educational experience. As the exhibit opening approached, Mason and Hans prepared to share their incredible story. Their presentation would bridge their personal adventure with the historical significance of the discovery. They hoped to inspire others with their tale of curiosity, luck, and the joy of uncovering a piece of the past, emphasizing the importance of preserving history. The exhibit opening was a celebration of the coin collection's journey from an unexpected discovery to a historical treasure. Attendees were captivated by the story of Mason and Hans's find and the museum's efforts to preserve and share it. The event marked the culmination of a remarkable tale, highlighting the impact of their discovery on historical preservation and public knowledge.